What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ. We are locked in. We finally are back. Episode 7 of The Shot. I'm tired of all these shows giving us breaks. Let us get a weekly thing going, man. You hype us up and then you just pull it back from us. I understand no shows wanted to come out on 4th of July weekend because they figured everyone was going to be outside. No, we were inside. We wanted to see what happened. But we know Kiesha wants to get that baby back. We know who shot the mayor. We know Kev ain't really, you know what I'm saying, feeling Jake and them no more. It's a lot of stuff we got to catch back on, man. Hopefully, they give us something good this episode. But before we get into episode 7, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel and you want to be a part of this, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. We're on that road to 7,000 subscribers now. But this is episode 7. So, what I want to know is Kiesha actually going to get the baby back? And what is Jake and Kev gonna do? They're gonna have to squash this beef. Also, I don't know how Papa's gonna get through this. You know, Maisha left him. She's on to bigger and better things. But I'm not gonna hold y'all up. Let's jump into it. This is episode 7 of The Shot. It turns out Kiesha actually ended up getting the baby back from Octavia. Now, her mom, she keeps asking Kiesha, are you sure that you want to keep this baby? And then she does mention that you work in a thrift store. And Keisha's talking about, oh, I'll figure it out. Now, me, I made it this long without kids. I recommend don't have kids until you get married. I know her situation was different, but still, being a single mother and not having a job that's really going to be able to support you and a child is going to be very, very tough on her. And that's why her mom is telling her, look, this is going to be tough. And also, what are you going to do when that baby starts to look like his father? Now, we know her father, not her father, the kid's father is the one who raped Kiesha, had her locked up and everything. So that's going to be something hard to look at. And the mom knows best because she's raising 2 kids on her own. Well, I mean, she's married to Dre, but before that, it was just her and the 2 kids. And she understands how tough it is to be raising a kid, especially on minimum wage. We know Otis got shot. Now Trig's bringing him back. Now, whenever I watch a show, y'all know I like to call out all the BS. Now, if the mayor got shot in the city, even with the police to fund it, they would have police with him 24/7. And if not, if the police department didn't want to do it, the governor was sending the National Guard to protect the mayor, especially of a city that just wanted to bid for the Olympics. But that's neither here or there. This is a show. Now, Trig, he's talking to Otis and like, dog, I think you messing up with everything going on. Now, we know Otis, he wants to get the defunding going on because he is a nigga at heart, and in his mind, he is a nigga. So that's why he kind of laughs at Trig when Trig tells him, hey, dog, you messing up. But he's like, nah, the only thing I'm messing up with is I need 24/7 security around me. But they're about to go in here because they have a deal that they need to take care of. They pull up on Malcolm, and let's just clear this up right now. When they get in there, Otis is like, hey, you need to be out this house by tomorrow. He's like, man, this is my house. And Otis, even with the bullet in him, he's shut the fuck up. You get up out this house, and that dead girl, that blood is on your hand. Everybody looking at Malcolm like, try something. At this point, you can't do nothing. You're outnumbered. You're outgunned. You just gonna have to get up out of here. Now, people were saying Otis didn't really care about the girl. He may not have cared about it, but at the same time, he has to make the city look cleaner and better than what it is because the Olympics are coming. So they get Malcolm up out of here, and you got Trig standing there with his hands behind his back like he did something. You ain't tough, Trig. We know Jada, she's really going through it with cancer. She hasn't went through chemo yet, but you can start seeing her hair falling out. So what she's deciding to do is to go ahead and cut it off. Now, my mother, she had breast cancer, and I was young when she had it, but I remember when she was going through the similar thing. She was actually bald. She used to wear wigs and stuff. Cancer it's no joke. It's really nothing to play around with because there's nothing you can do about it. But at this point in Jada's life, it's a lot of thoughts that are running through her mind. You know, it's maybe I should have did this. Maybe I should do this. I wonder what this person is worrying about so I can maybe do something for them before I'm gone. So it's just a lot of things racing through her head. And you can see that with the emotion from her cutting her hair because she knows that this could be potentially the end if she doesn't beat the cancer. Trig and Imani, they show up to Malcolm's old house. And when Otis was telling them to go handle his business, he mean take this house back over. It's yours now. Get the women and do whatever you're going to do when you get there. Now, Imani showed up in all white, and this house is filthy. That was a bad decision. And Trig is like, so what are we gonna do? And now Imani's telling him, oh, just talk to the women, community protection is about. He doesn't know anything about this. Quit putting all this on Trig. You wanted to save these girls. You go talk to the girls and figure out what's going on. Come on, Imani. Trig's like, I don't know what to say to them. She like, just talk to them like any other human. Hey, ladies, I know you've been kidnapped for a while. Like, that's what they give you women advocates for, so they can talk to the women about it. Because men, we don't know what they're going through in this situation. Otis and Trig, they were there. Trig left to go pick up Imani, came back, all of the doors are still locked. So they just left the girls in here. But when they opened up the door, they opened up 3 different rooms and there's women locked in all of them. Now, it's a good thing that they're all free now. When you open up the door, they got bunk beds in there, they smoking, they doing each other's hair. Someone's on the bunk bed doing makeup. So the good thing is these women are free. But I'm just thinking about it like, damn, Trig, y'all left them locked up. You left the house, went to go pick up Imani and drove back. You could let them out earlier. But all that matters is these women are free. Now, I don't know if they're going to tell them, hey, you guys can stay here in the house or you're free to go home. Like, if you want to stay here, you can. I don't know how that's going to work. Trig has a busy schedule now. Otis is out. He got to make sure he's good. Imani got him trying to worry about the girls. He got Malcolm's old house. So he has a lot of things that he has to do. And Imani's just telling him, when you go out there, be safe. Don't come back with a black eye anymore. He's like, oh, man, I'm trying to hold it down. And Jake, he comes in, hey, man, can I get some money? And of course, hey, man, get a job. He's like, dog, I'm just trying to get some tickets for me and Jim for the little spring fling. And they start talking about it. I'm like, okay, you trying to be romantic. And they start two-stepping. And he makes a joke about R. Kelly saying, hey, man, we can't even listen to Step in the Name of the Love no more. Trig's like, calm down. But, hey, I mean, you shouldn't, but good music is good music. But that's neither here or there. My opinion does not matter. We're just talking about the show. But they start two-stepping, and he's like, man, get out of here with that. Kev's still down and out about Gemma, and he's walking with his headphones. And Nina calls him out like, where you going? He takes off his headphone. Man, what, man? She's like, you just mad because you... She called him out. She said, you just mad because your homeboy took your girl. That's not the end all be all. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. It's a good thing that this happened to him when he's younger, because you don't want to be 25, 30 years old, invested into a woman, and then it doesn't work. She leaves with your homeboy. Like, that's going to be even worse than what it is now. But Dre's trying to tell Nina, calm down. We said we're going to give Kev some freedom. And she's like, well, he's abusing it, because they want him to get back into school. But we seen the school say, we accept your apology, but we can't let you back in here. He broke a teacher's nose. Like, you got to understand, that's not going to happen. But Kev, he puts his headphones back on. He says he's going to go buy a video game. TV's favorite couple, Tiff and Emmett. Now, Dom, she can't show up. And we know that they have a new connect. I won't even say a new connect, but there's a guy named Rob, Imani Shumper, and he wants them to sell edibles for him. So since Dom can't go, Tiff is like, I got to go here. This isn't our typical clientele, but I don't want to miss out on that check. And he's like, what kind of party is it? She says, a sex party. He's like, I don't want you doing that without me. She's like, you can come. But he thinks about it. He's like, nah, I don't know if I really want to come to no sex party. Emmett and Tiffany, they bring their kid over here so they can watch it. Now, they talk to Kiesha. They ask her, has she named her son yet? Emmett talking about she should name it Quavo. Tiffany talking about, how about Denzel? She's like, I don't know yet. But Emmett goes in the kitchen with Nina. And she's drinking some orange juice, but it looked like it got something else mixed in it because you can smell it. And he's looking at her, and he's like, there's something on your mind that you can't get off. Because we know she's going through some things at this point. You remember, she's holding in the secret that she cheated on Dre because she thought Dre was cheating. But really, Dre was helping Jada with her cancer. So she has a lot on her mind. And she's trying to, trying not to let that slip out. But I think she needs to come clean. And Emmett, he's just asking because he's like, I can see something's wrong. Papa's over here looking at pictures of Maisha. Got I'm Sorry Queen. He's cutting out pictures of her. It just reminds you of Usher. You got it bad. When you're on the phone, hang up, but you call right back. You never want to be like this, gentlemen. But it's good that this has happened when you're younger. So when you get older, you look back and you're like, dang, I can handle this a little bit better now. Jake comes over and he sees what Papa's doing. He's like, oh, I'd never do nothing like that to get a girl back. Papa's like, you want me to text Jim of that? Come on, Papa, it's over with for you. Aisha's career is taking off. You ruined it, and now your podcast is stuck in the pool pit. But he kind of gives Jake a little bit of advice, and he's like, man, don't break her heart or let her be the one that breaks your heart, because we know she did break Kev's heart, and just as easily as she got with you, she could get back with Kev. Kev went to go wait for a game. Now, I don't know what time of the day it is for them to be selling a game at 3 o'clock p.m. or whatever time it is, but he's waiting in line. We all been there. Now, me, knowing Chicago, I definitely wouldn't be out here just standing against a wall, especially with all these dudes. Look at this dude with the dreads. I ain't no telling who he into it with. I will not be sitting out there. I'd have mine pre-ordered. I'd go and pick that thing up like, all right, I'm in and out. Now, they tell Kev all the games are gone. So he's like, dang. When he walks off, you remember Lena from the little community center that Emmett told him, oh, you better go talk to that. Turns out her uncle, and she knows the manager at the game, so they always hold a game for her. Kev is like, oh man, you think you can hook me up? She's like, nah, bro, it don't work like that. He's only gonna hook up one person, maybe 2 people. So Kev, he's thinking, oh well, can I at least play with you? She asked him, are you any good? He's like, yeah. We know he good at them games. We seen him up at college winning some money. So she's like, all right, come on in. Ever since the baby, Kiesha and Tiffany, they've been getting closer and closer. So Tiffany, she's up there and she's helping her out. And she's actually giving Kiesha some good advice. Because Kiesha, she's asking, do you think I was wrong for keeping my baby? And Tiffany's like, nah, man, you did what was best for you. Now, I agree with if you're able to take care of the kid and you feel like you can make the situation work, then do it. So I don't knock Kiesha for keeping the baby. I knock no one for keeping the baby. I prefer, to be married. But like I said, her situation is different. But Kiesha also says, I wonder what people are thinking or saying about me. But that's just because she's young-minded. She's, 18, 19 maybe? So she's always wondering what people are thinking and wondering about them. But I always tell y'all, who cares what other people say or even think? Tiffany breaks it down and says they need to mind the business that pays them. Look, anything y'all do, I don't care. As long as it don't affect me, I don't care. So Kiesha, she made the right decision. It's going to be tough. Tiffany even tells her it's going to be tough. But if you feel like this is the right decision, then you got to make the best of it. They start showing a few things around the city, how everyone's trying to help and actually clean up. Because, the police are defunded, so we have to take care of our own neighborhood. So you see people helping elderly people take their groceries to their house. They're putting out free clothing. They also had little refrigerators on the side of the sidewalk that was giving people free food. So the community, they're actually coming together. And this is a good idea. I mean, of course, in the real world, you're going to have someone out there monitoring it because kids act a damn fool. Somebody might be trying to take all of the groceries or take more than 1 or 2 jackets. But this is a good start, and I do like what they're doing here. Trig, I told you he has a busy schedule, so he's making his rounds. You remember Jamal and his girlfriend, they came over here the first night that they put the community outreach together. And his girl, she's like, oh, Jamal ain't here. And if you can see, I'm working. Well, it looks like she's working on some OnlyFans over there. I'm not for sure, but it looked like she had a vibrator and she had the ring light in front of her. She had 2 cameras, trying to make some money on the side. But that's none of our business. But she like, Jamal isn't here. He says, well, look, if Jamal's still looking for a gig, aka a job, people, tell him to hit my line. I got something for him. So she like, all right, I'll do that. But y'all got any more of those signs? Pretty much the community outreach, we are what we need to put in front of her place and other places that she goes to. Kevin, his potential new bae, we about to go play this video game, but they got to get on the train. So she like, you sure you can be out? He's like, oh yeah, my people, they don't be tripping. I ain't white. But she jumps a little turnstile. He's looking. She like, come on, you going with me? He jumps it too. So she's already a bad influence on my boy. All the ladies are together. They got a birthday cake. Since Kiesha has her son back, it's a celebration. And they start talking about names. And they're saying, well, Octavia was going to wait 7 days and then name it because that's what they do in some tradition. And Nina, she's like, oh, no, that's bad luck if you wait too long. But then Tiffany's like, well, why did you name Emmett? And Jada says, well, she used to hear that name, Emmett Till. If you younger people don't know about him, look him up. It's a big story behind that. But she said she wanted to honor that. And when you name somebody after somebody or for somebody, it's so their legacy will live on. Now, my first name is Julius, and my dad named me after Julius Erving. But then that fool went the next year and put his name in front of mine. I'm not going to tell y'all what that name is because I do not go by it. It's either Mo or J or Julius. But I see what she's saying with that. Nina also says, make sure to name him something where he can get a job. Now, I don't care what you name your kids, but that is a thing. Maybe it's not so much now. I mean, I was started working in like the 2000s, so having a ridiculously long name or something that was hard to pronounce would be tough. But nowadays, they're more open for it in some places. But Kiesha says, oh, if they don't want my son working there because of his name, then I don't want him working there. That's not necessarily true, because that's in the corporate world too. Your son could work his tail off, get a degree to get in the corporate world, and they look at his name and it be something that he really wanted to do, but they take it against him. So at least try to name your child something that, you know, it's reasonable. I'm not telling you what to name him though. Papa got Jake going down the wrong path. He got him going in here buying Jim a card, getting her some roses and stuff. And he's telling Jake, all right, now what's our love languages? And Jake, he don't know nothing about this. And Papa's like, yeah, man, you know, the physical touch, laughter, all kinds of things. You need to buy her something sentimental and give it to her. Now Jake's like, she's already gonna say yes. Now you gotta, you know, saying you treat your woman nicely, but all of this is over the top. And Jake makes a valid point. Papa, why are you giving me all this advice and you just got dumped? And he's just like, well, you know, sometimes things happen like that. But one thing I will say is none of these kids look like they hurting for money. I'm talking about they got billionaire boy jackets on. If these jackets are real, they running about $500 to $600. Now, this is interesting to me. Now, the community outreach, they got the little breakfast program going. So Trig is bringing over food. You have the lady in the living room cleaning up. But they're trying to get the women to get back out of the house and get back out into the real world. So I would just have a big trash can and we throwing away everything. If you want something, pick it up. If not, everything on this table is getting thrown away. We'd be cleaning this place up. Like right now, you guys are free. We got to get you up and get you ready. We're not just sitting around. Now, Imani, she's happy about everything that's going on because they're making progress. But some of the women, they're like, so what's the plan? And Trig says, well, the shelter is only one spot available, one bed available, but you have to have a child under 12 and you have to check in by 6 p.m. And all the women in there, they're getting on Imani talking about, oh, you light skinned, you trying to save all of us, you ain't gonna do nothing but make us homeless. And Imani's like, well, y'all can call family and stuff so y'all can go stay with family or friends. And all of them say they don't have anywhere to go. So they're not, at this point, they're not letting them stay in the house and they're telling them they got to get out. But these women, they don't want to go to a shelter. So it's looking like they might have to stay here. I don't know how that's going to work, but I don't know, man. It's tough. But they on Imani, and Trigger's like, Imani, let me talk to you. Because Imani's just thinking, oh, yeah, we saved the girls. But it don't work like that. These girls don't have nothing to go to. Trig pulls Imani in the hallway, and this is exactly what he told her when they first got there. What is the plan? So he's like, what are we going to do now? These girls ain't got nowhere to go. And of course, Imani doesn't have an answer. This is what I was saying when let Trig do what he's going to do. Don't rush him into something because there's no plan and you don't have a plan for this. So now both of y'all are looking silly. Like, what are we going to do with all these women? Like, there's no plan. Jada and Nina, they're over here talking because this is the first time they actually had a conversation since she found out that Jada had cancer. Now they're in here joking. Nina's like, I really wasn't ready to be no grandma. And Jada's, she's just like, you know, you'll get used to it. But then they start getting into, thank you for sharing Dre with me, you know, because she was actually helping Jada go through everything while she was dealing with her cancer. Now, Nina, she thought that she was messing around with her. And Jada's like, nah, why would you think that? We were best friends. She was actually there for me. But now Nina, she's starting to feel guilty about what she does, and you already know what happens. You guessed it. She tells Jada that she cheated on Dre. And Jada's like, did you tell her? And she's like, nah, what if I tell her and she leaves me? Man, you made your bed, you gotta lay in it. I don't know what to tell you, but you're gonna have to come clean with this. Cause now your secret is to Jada. And Jada's definitely, like, you can't put that on her to try to keep that secret. Especially after you accuse Dre of messing with her. Like, man, this is a tough one for Nina. She takes young Kev out to the west side. He's like, I ain't never been out here before. And she's looking at him like, yeah, I can tell. Because when you ain't in your neighborhood, you automatically like, man, what the hell is going on? And where they go, she daps up a dude. It's like a secret handshake. They come in. As soon as she come in, they talking about, you hungry? They got her a plate of food. You go down some more stairs. You got some dudes you ain't never seen before. It's neon lights. You in here looking around like, man, what the hell? She like, hey, don't be scared. Go ahead. Chill. Relax. And Kev like, uh-oh. Trig and Imani, they're talking. They like, well, you know, at least we got them eating and stuff, so they're feeling more comfortable. But Trig is saying we gotta let them know that there might be somewhere better to go besides being here, even if it is a shelter. And Imani's like, I don't know. Well, maybe if they stayed here, they deserve this house. He's like, man, it's just a trap house. But one of the women that were locked up, she's like, well, you know, I know my way around some drywall, so it would be good to let them stay in this house, but actually start working on it. So, all right, they live here, they clean it up, they fix it up a little bit, you know, Trig helps out around the house. Hey man, why not just let them stay here? Because at the end of the day, it's a trap house. So I don't think anybody in the city really cares until they start to gentrify the area, you know. Kev over here hustling again. They get on the game Rocket League. It's been out for a while. I ain't never really get into it. But they going at it. They battling. Turns out Kevin ends up winning. And they betting a little bit of money. And whoever the guy is in the middle, he bends over and tells Kev, hey man, I ain't think anybody can beat her. So she's looking at him like, she's upset. And Kev's like, yeah, loser presses restart. So they gonna run it back. Right now, everybody, they hyping Kev up, but I don't think it's a good idea to just be winning money like that, especially in a territory you are not familiar with. Kev and Lena, they go outside and they actually talking to each other. And she's like, I'm surprised you beat me because, you know, you a little corny. And Kev tells her straight up, you don't know what I've been through. And it's the same for her. Now, she says she has a drunk dad, so that's the reason she was at the shelter. And they both, they're opening up to each other. So this could be the connection that Kev actually needs outside of Gemma. This might be something he can connect with her because they're both going through stuff. And we know Kev, his whole time through every season, he's been going through so much. So Lene, she might be the one that's actually good for him. Trig has to go pull back up on Jamal because it's just out of control activity. And when this first happened, I told you I wouldn't want to be the guy that has to come over to these domestic disputes because this is an easy way. When I tell you easy way to get your ass whooped, shot, stabbed for stepping in someone else's business, this is it right here. Now, Jamal, he's saying that his girl is the one that cut his face. So he's the one asking for help, but no one's hearing him out. Now you do see this. It doesn't happen as much as women being abused. Men do get abused, but no one's ever there to advocate for them or even believe, oh, you're a man, deal with it. But this is common to see a dude get whooped on by his girl or injured by her and no one take his side. Tiff pulls up on Emmett, and you know, at this point he's back there working. He's trying to stay focused because he knows she's going to that sex party. But he tells her, you know, I changed my mind. She's like, all right, well, you know, come slide with your girl. Now, this sex party looks like it's in an abandoned warehouse. I ain't never been to one before. The lady comes and she gives the rules, you know, ask for consent, ask to watch, ask to touch, ask to escalate. Then she says all of the refreshments, you know what I'm saying? They'll get you where you need to be, you know what I'm saying? Your eyes might be a little low, your eyes might be red, you might be a little tipsy. But you can't ask for consent. You can't give consent after you're impaired. So why you know about the open relationship that they have? Emmett in there, he dancing, he starting to feel the music. He like, okay. Tiff looks at him like, all right, new rule. No one under 21. He like, well, you gonna be off later? She like, I'll come and find you. So, hey, this sex party, swingers parties, they all the same. Have a little fun. Emmy, he walking around, he on the stairs. I told y'all he was doing that weird dance. So he goes down, he see two women kissing, and what they tell him is, oh, hey, yo, wait a minute. Cis men don't initiate. And it's just like that in the sex parties. So that's I know, but the woman has to initiate it. And then you can be like, hey, can I watch? You know what I'm saying? But if they don't bring you in, then you gotta go. So he's like, oh, okay. And they laughing at him. He's like, oh, well. Why Jake and Jim are up in the house smoking some of that stanky. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it, kissing. Kev out here, he's like, hey, well, you know, you wanna go to the movies or something tomorrow? She tells him straight up, I don't like you like that, but we can still kick it and you know, play the game. Damn, I know Kev ain't get put in the friend zone like that. At that point, you just like, all right, cool, get a number. Probably don't hit her up or nothing. But We gonna see if she takes a number like that and she tells you she's not interested in you like that. She probably is. She probably is. This guy named Kai comes up to Tiffany. He's like, "Oh, okay. You on the menu?" She like, "Nah, not this time. Maybe next time." She tells him the drinks. One of them got 25 milligrams. The other one got 50. I'm talking about if you hitting a 50 milligram. Well, if you drinking it, you be straight. But just word of the wise for all newcomers, if you're getting on any edibles, anything with a THC concentrate, don't do for your first one. Do maybe 5 milligrams, 10 if you can. You know what I'm saying, you think you can handle it, but don't go over 10 milligrams because it's gonna have you toe up. That's from edibles. Drinking it, you'll be all right. But Emmett comes over and he asks Tiff, "Are you interested in that?" And she's like, "I might be," but she's joking around with him. He's like, "Oh, thank you." Jake takes Gemma to the room. Turns out he has signs on the thing. "Will you go to the spring fling with me?" The Rogers is. He got some lights up there. And she's, "Oh, babe, this is nice." Y'all know how that puppy love is. See, me, I didn't get this experience because I was a short, fat kid. I ain't really had no girls until I got like a junior, senior in high school. But Jake, he kind of smooth. Shout out to Papa for this. I mean, I still would have done it, but shout out to Papa for this. And would you look at that, the two-stepping that Trig and Imani taught him is playing off in here. Okay, twirling around, sending her back, getting it, making it happen. Now, the head lady that's giving all of the rules and instructions, she comes in there and talks to Tiff, and she's like, "Look like you came up." And Tiff says, "How long have you been single or had a dude? And how do you manage this connection with everybody?" And it turns out the guy Kai that came over to Tiffany is the guy she's in a relationship with. And she tells them that a couple that plays together normally stays together. What have I been preaching all season? Don't get yourself involved in stuff like this. Now, Trig is talking to Jamal. Lance comes downstairs and he talking about, "Man, you come back around here, I'm gonna kill you, man." So now Trig jumped in front of this man with the gun. And guess what Trig does? He disarms the guy with the gun, but then Jamal picks the gun up and shoots Lance in the chest and runs off. I tell y'all, don't put yourself in harm's way. Stuff like this can be avoided. Just, oh my goodness. This is why I say don't be around nigga shit. Niggas is gonna be niggas and you gotta get away from the niggas. Now Jamal was just defending himself. He picked up the gun, he shot the guy, but come on, man, how easily Trig could have got killed, Cherry could have got killed, anybody, Jamal could have got killed. Now, we don't know if Lance is dead or not, but he did get shot. Moment of truth. Now, Nina, she comes home, she's talking to Dre. Dre's in there with the grandchild, and she sits down on the couch, and she's trying to act like nothing's wrong, but her emotions start building up. She starts to cry a little bit, and she tells Dre, I was with somebody else. Dre was like, "What?" She's like, "I was with somebody else." And Dre's like, no. The person you're married to telling you that they messed around with somebody else, had sex with somebody, especially someone on the first night. Well, I'd rather be somebody on the first night than someone you've been having a relationship with over an amount of time. Yeah, I definitely. My previous experience is the same thing. My ex, yeah, it is what it is. But Dre's breaking down like, damn, you really thought Nina messed up with this one. Lance is on the ground bleeding out. Trig sitting there. He's thinking, man, what the hell just happened? Because, man, this is the worst situation you can put yourself in. Trying to stop something that you don't have anything to do with, but someone ends up getting shot and it could have potentially been you. So a lot of stuff is probably going through Trig's head at this moment. Trig and Otis, they finally have a conversation about what's going on. And it's a lot of stuff because Trig is the one that's out here. They defunded the police, but Trig is saying we need more help out here because the people they support us when we're giving out free food and we're stopping like little fights. But if we keep losing people like this, people gonna lose trust in the little community service, like what we're doing, because we need help. Now Otis is still trying to push we need to defund the police because if he can show that we can do this, it'll actually look better for the city. And he doesn't want to look bad on his word about defunding the police. But what he tells Trig is, you got to do better. Trig is out here putting his life on the line. He talking about you got to do better. So Trig is like, man, what in the hell are we done got into? And our last scene, we see Kiesha. She's in the bed, but she's having nightmares about what happened to him when she was locked up. So she jumps up out of it. She kind of startles the baby. The baby starts crying. And when she goes over there, we hear her mention Ronnie's name. So could the baby be named Ronnie because that's the man that did save her? I don't know. We'll find out next week. There you go, episode 7 of the Shot. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think this is a dangerous game that Trig is playing? Yes, he's trying to help out the community, but he's also putting his life in danger every time he goes out there doing what the police should have been doing. Let me know what y'all think below. And also, what do you think the baby should be named? Because I'm thinking she's probably going to go with Ronnie. Hey, I'm MoedotJ. Thanks for watching. If you like the content on the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.